Hello everyone. Today, due to some technical difficulties, my lead-in speech in regards to item 13.1, the Energy from Waste Parliamentary Inquiry submission, was very difficult to understand on our live feed. So I just thought I'd read it again, as this will become a part of a media release. So the proposed Energy from Waste facility in Parkes represents a critical moment for our region. It's one that demands immediate and decisive leadership from all levels of government. Whether the project proceeds may ultimately be beyond the control of us as a council or the community, and as we've seen with other major developments such as wind farms and mines and solar farms, we need to know that if the energy from waste technology is safe, then the New South Wales government must demonstrate transparently and scientifically that it is safe, because if it's not, it must be prohibited everywhere. In the absence of clarity, Council has taken the principled and proactive stance, preparing for all outcomes, protecting our community and ensuring that if the project does proceed, it does so under the highest standards of safety, integrity and fairness. The submission is not an endorsement of the project. It is a precautionary framework designed to uphold transparency, to uphold safety and community benefit. I acknowledge the strong and vocal opposition within the community and reiterate that Council shares many of your concerns. This proposal has generated significant anxiety across our region. Council has heard community loud and clear. We should not be passive hosts in the state's waste strategy. We are partners, and we expect it to be treated as such. Our submission attempts to make that clear. Council would not be acting responsibly if it failed to prepare for the possibility that this project does proceed. Our submission reflects both the community's concerns and the needs to ensure safeguards, transparency and benefits are in place as these developments move forward. Council's submission outlines 34 recommendations. 4 of those include the immediate referral of the proposal to the Independent Planning Commission to ensure that an independent and transparent assessment process separate from the New South Wales Government. An urgent update of the Chief Scientist and Engineer's report on EFW, which is now over 2 years out of date, particularly around emission standards. An immediate establishment of a whole of government task force to lead community engagement and oversight. And finally, a requirement that the Secretary's Environmental Assessment Requirements, commonly known as the SEARs, explicitly incorporate key matters raised in the Council submission, including agricultural risk, cumulative impacts, community engagement protocols, and binding benefit arrangements. Council has made its position on independently oversight unequivocal and clear. If the Park CFW proposal is not referred to the IPC prior to public exhibition, Council will lodge a formal objection. Such an objection, as Council understands, triggers a mandatory legislative referral to IPC, reinforcing the importance of transparency and impartiality in the assessment process. So let's be clear, if it does not go to the IPC prior to that lodgement, Council will stand against the project. Council has formally requested that the Minister for Climate Change, Environment and Heritage, the Honourable Penny Sharp, refer the Park CFW proposal to the Chief Scientist and Engineer for immediate review. Not only the 2020 Energy from Waste report, which was due for reassessment within 3 years and is now overdue, but also of the growing body of community circulated reports raising concerns about the adverse health and environmental impacts. Council believes this review must be specifically to assess the safety and proposed facility near sensitive receptors such as schools, such as agricultural land. These actions are not contingent on the outcome of the Parliamentary Inquiry. They are necessary now to restore public confidence, address legitimate community fears and ensure that the rational well-being is prioritised over every stage of the planning process. Council remains disappointed that the New South Wales Government has not taken a more active leadership role in engaging with the parks community or addressing the concerns we have raised. Stronger government involvement is essential to rebuild the trust and to ensure that the regional voices are respected in decisions of this scale. Council has also requested that the public hearing of the Parliamentary Inquiry be held in parks to ensure local voices are heard. This is about our future, this is about our community, and it deserves clarity, respect and a seat at the table. So we then come to the report from the General Manager, Energy from Waste, the Parliamentary Inquiry submission and the LG-NSW conference. And we passed a recommendation today that had 7 points to it, and as I finish I'll just read those 7 points to you. The recommendation is that Council reaffirms that these actions do not constitute support for Parks Energy Recovery, Energy from Waste project, but are intended to ensure safeguards and community protections are in place should the project proceed. 2. Endorses the attached draft submission of the NSW Parliamentary Inquiry to the proposed energy and waste facilities, including all 34 recommendations within. I might say at this point we had 130 letters, almost entirely negative, that we've brought as a part of this submission, all the points raised. Number 3, forward the attached submission to the NSW Parliamentary Inquiry to the proposed energy from waste facility to the Honourable Penny Sharp, Minister of Environment, accompanied by attached cover letter requesting urgent and immediate consideration and action on the recommendations relevant to her portfolio. 4, we forward the attached draft submission to the Honourable Paul Scully, MP, Minister for Planning and Public Spaces, with the attached cover letter requesting urgent and immediate consideration and action on the recommendations relevant to his portfolio, particularly the referral of this project to the IPP, Independent Planning Panel. 5, forward the attached draft submission to the local member, Mr Philip Donato MP, requesting support for the recommendations of this submission. 6, endorse the proposed motion to the 2025 LG-NSW Annual Conference advocating for a $15 a tonne community hosting levy. And finally, 7, if Parks Energy Recovery Project has not been referred to the Independent Planning Commission by the Minister prior to public exhibition, the Council will lodge an objective to the opposition of this project. I'll say that again. The Council lodge an objection in opposition to this project. Thank you all.